Dear spectators of the human tragedy, in the shadows of our choices lies a haunting truth, a bitter echo of what we once held dear. Loyalty. What a fragile word, a mere whisper in the cacophony of life. It is the bond that ties hearts together, a promise etched in the marrow of existence. Yet, in our relentless pursuit of convenience, we let it slip through our fingers like grains of sand. We trade it for fleeting pleasures, for the easy path that leads us away from connection and into the desolate abyss of solitude. Convenience is a seductive beast, cloaked in the allure of instant gratification. It whispers sweet nothings, urging us to forsake the uncomfortable for the comfortable, the commitment for the casual. It tempts us to believe that we can navigate through life unscathed, that we can dance through the flames without ever getting burned. But oh, how wrong we are. We abandon the sacred trust, the loyalty that nurtures the soul, and in return, we reap the bitter harvest of isolation. The cost of this betrayal is steep. Isolation wraps around us like a thick fog, suffocating and relentless. It creeps into our lives when we least expect it, a silent predator lurking just beyond our reach. We become ghosts in our own stories, haunted by the echoes of laughter that once filled our spaces. Regret seeps into our bones, a chilling reminder of the connections we severed, the loyalty we discarded on the altar of convenience. Consider the price we pay for these selfish choices. We chase after superficial victories, believing they will fill the void left by our abandoned relationships. Yet, the truth is stark and unforgiving. Each moment of fleeting joy is a drop in an ocean of despair, a mere distraction from the reality that surrounds us. We become prisoners of our own making, shackled by the chains of our selfishness, watching as the world continues to turn without us. Look around. Society is riddled with examples of this tragic dance. Families torn apart by the allure of convenience, friendships dissolved in the face of ease. We witness the ruins of once vibrant connections, now reduced to mere memories, fading like photographs left too long in the sun. We see it in the eyes of those who have chosen convenience over loyalty, a hollow gaze that betrays the loneliness clawing at their insides. And here I stand, a reflection of those choices. I have walked that path, tasted the bitterness of betrayal and the sweetness of victory. I've chosen convenience, and I've felt its cold embrace wrap tighter around my heart. But I am not here to wallow in regret. I am here to remind you of the power that lies in the darkness, the strength that can emerge from our solitude. We must confront the choices we make, the selfish whims that guide our actions. The road we tread is fraught with consequences, and it is time to acknowledge the impact we have on those around us. Loyalty is not a burden, it is a shield, an armor against the chaos that seeks to consume us. In the depths of our isolation, we can find clarity. We can emerge from the shadows, not as victims of our choices, but as architects of our own destinies. So, I challenge you to look into the abyss and see what stares back. Reflect on the bonds you hold dear and the ones you've let slip away. Embrace the darkness, for it is in that darkness that we find our true selves. The time for reckoning is now, and with it comes the possibility of redemption, the chance to reclaim the loyalty we cast aside and to rise from the ashes of our mistakes. Welcome to the battlefield of choices, where every decision breeds consequences, and every fleeting pleasure births a haunting regret. Short-term gains shimmer like fool's gold, enticing the unsuspecting to forsake the bonds that tether them to others. They dance in the light of instant gratification, oblivious to the shadows lurking behind them, whispering truths that their hearts refuse to acknowledge. Look closely, and you'll see the truth. These gains are but illusions, ephemeral and hollow, designed to seduce the weak-willed into a spiral of isolation. Relationships are the currency of existence, forged in the fires of loyalty and trust. Yet, we have become a generation that chooses convenience over commitment, a culture that celebrates the quick fix while ignoring the slow burn of genuine connection. When faced with the choice of nurturing a bond or basking in the glow of immediate satisfaction, too many reach for the latter, abandoning the relationships that could withstand a test of time. They believe they can have it all, but the reality is as unforgiving as a winter's night. Each moment of superficial joy becomes a dagger, piercing the heart of intimacy, leaving nothing but a chilling void. Look around you, and the evidence of this trade-off is everywhere. Families now resemble shattered mirrors, reflecting distorted images of what once was. Friends, once thick as thieves, drift apart like leaves caught in the wind, scattered and lost. In the glow of social media, we present curated lives, but behind those screens lies a desolate truth, a collective loneliness masked by the illusion of connection. We see snapshots of happiness, but we forget the price paid for them, the loyalty sacrificed on the altar of convenience. And then there's the mirror of self-reflection, where I stand, a tragic figure who has walked this path. I have tasted the sweet nectar of convenience, felt its warmth, but oh, how it turned cold, like the steel of a blade pressed against the skin. I remember the faces I let slip away, the bonds I severed in pursuit of fleeting thrills. The laughter that once echoed in my life now replaced by a deafening silence that screams of loneliness. Each choice, a ripple in the water of existence, reminds me that I am not alone in this despair. Yet, in this darkness, I find strength. The very solitude that threatens to consume me can also be an ally, a mentor revealing the truths I refuse to see. I have learned that the weight of my selfish choices does not have to crush me. Instead, it can forge a new path, one where I rise from the ashes of my mistakes, a phoenix reborn. The scars of my past are testaments to the battles fought, reminders of the price paid for every moment of convenience. They tell a story, a narrative of choices that shaped my existence. Understand this: the cycle of power and pride is a dangerous game. The pursuit of personal gain blinds us to the needs of others, to the fragility of the bonds we often take for granted. Pride erects walls, fortifying our resolve to remain isolated, to avoid the vulnerability that comes with true connection. It whispers lies, convincing us that we are strong in our solitude, but the truth lies in the shadows. Solitude is not strength, it is a prison of our own making. So I stand here, a harbinger of truth, challenging you to confront the consequences of your choices. Reflect on the relationships you've sacrificed at the altar of convenience and the hollow victories you've claimed. The world spins on, indifferent to your plight, but you have the power to break free from this cycle. Loyalty is not a relic of the past, it is a lifeline, a beacon guiding us through the storm of our own making. Embrace the darkness, for it is your teacher. In its depths, you will find clarity, the understanding that true strength lies not in isolation, but in the bonds we forge with one another. It is time to reclaim what was lost, to rise above the ashes of regret and reclaim the loyalty that is our birthright. The path forward may be fraught with challenges, but it is also illuminated by the possibility of redemption, a chance to rewrite the narrative of our lives. In the cold embrace of solitude, power reveals its true face. It is a mask, a cruel illusion that deceives the weary soul into believing that strength lies within isolation. The darkness wraps around us like a shroud, whispering sweet promises of invincibility while hiding the cracks in our armor. Power, when wielded selfishly, creates an abyss, a chasm that swallows the light of connection and leaves us stranded in a vast emptiness. The very pride that fuels our ascent becomes the chains that bind us, locking us in a fortress of our own making. Consider the dynamics at play. Each choice we make is a stone cast into the waters of our relationships. Some create ripples of joy, while others sink like lead, dragging down the bonds we once cherished. The pursuit of personal gain warps our perspective, twisting our values until we no longer recognize the faces of those we once loved. In the dance of ambition, we tread upon the hearts of others, blinded by the shimmering allure of success. The laughter of friends fades into echoes, and the warmth of family turns to frost as we climb higher, ever higher, on the rickety ladder of self-interest. Pride, that insidious beast, whispers in our ears, convincing us that we are invulnerable, that we need not seek forgiveness or mend the broken ties. It tells us that reaching out is a sign of weakness, that admitting our faults is an invitation to vulnerability. So we build our walls higher, fortifying our desolation, and in doing so, we convince ourselves that solitude is a fortress. But what is a fortress but a prison adorned with the trappings of strength? The irony is bitter. We trade the embrace of companionship for the cold steel of isolation. In this realm of darkness, we must confront the illusion of strength. Solitude is not a crown to wear, it is a shackle that binds us to our regrets. The empty space around us becomes a mirror, reflecting the choices we made in moments of weakness. We stand alone, but the shadows whisper of the connections we sacrificed, the laughter we traded for silence. The weight of our decisions hangs heavy, and in the quiet, we hear the echoes of what once was, a symphony now reduced to a mournful dirge. But from this realization, a new understanding emerges. To embrace the darkness is to acknowledge that the power we seek often lies not in domination, but in vulnerability. It is in the cracks of our armor that we find the light, in the moments of humility that we can begin to rebuild. Each scar tells a story, each regret a lesson learned. The anti-hero rises from the ashes of solitude, forged by the fires of introspection. This transformation is not born of comfort but of confronting the very depths of despair. So, I stand before you, not as a figure of invincibility, but as a testament to the strength found in vulnerability. The cycle of power and pride can be broken, but it requires a choice to step down from the pedestal of self-righteousness and to reach for the hands we once let slip away. The journey is fraught with peril, but the reward is immeasurable. True strength is found in the connections we nurture, the loyalty we uphold, and the love we choose to embrace. The shadows may linger, but they need not define us. In the stillness of solitude, we can find the clarity to confront our choices, to challenge the very foundations of our pride. It is time to dismantle the walls, to shatter the illusions that bind us, and to seek the connections that nourish our souls. The path may be dark, but it is also illuminated by the possibility of redemption, a chance to rewrite the narrative crafted by our past choices. It is here, in this space between power and connection, that we begin to reclaim our humanity. In this cruel landscape of shadows, where the echoes of laughter have long faded, we find ourselves trapped in the web of our own making. Isolation is not merely a choice, it is a prison cloaked in silence, where each brick is laid with the decisions we thought would elevate us. The walls we build are not fortifications against the world, they are barriers that imprison our very souls. Each moment we surrender loyalty for convenience, we fortify this desolate fortress, brick by brick, until we can no longer see the light of companionship beyond the horizon. Isolation has a mechanism, a relentless clock that ticks away the moments of our lives, marking the passage of time with the weight of regret. Each tick is a reminder of the connections we severed, the friendships we discarded for the sake of fleeting pleasures. Like a thief in the night, solitude creeps in, dragging its cold fingers across our hearts, leaving us numb to the warmth of human connection. We become architects of our own despair, constructing walls that rise higher and higher, each layer a testament to our selfish choices. The emotional consequences of this self-imposed exile are profound. Loneliness seeps into our bones, an insidious poison that dulls the senses and clouds the mind. The heart, once a vibrant vessel of joy, becomes a hollow shell, echoing with the cries of what could have been. Memories of laughter and shared moments play like a broken record, each scratch a reminder of the bonds we let slip through our fingers. In these quiet moments, when the world outside is filled with vibrant colors, we are trapped in monochrome, a faded existence devoid of the richness of connection. Regret, that relentless specter, haunts us in the stillness. It whispers our failures like a taunting chorus, reminding us of the faces we neglected, the hands we chose not to hold. The richness of life, the beauty of shared experiences, becomes a distant memory, a ghost that lingers in the corners of our minds. We grasp at shadows, trying to reclaim what was lost, but each attempt brings us face to face with the cold reality of our choices. The echoes of lost connections ring louder than any victory we might achieve in our solitude. But let us not forget the power that lies within this darkness. Embracing solitude reveals the cracks in our armor, the vulnerabilities we so desperately try to hide. It is in these cracks that we can find strength. Acknowledging our isolation is the first step toward tearing down the walls we've built. Reflection, though daunting, is a powerful tool. It shines a light on our choices, illuminating the path toward understanding who we truly are beneath the layers of pride and power. From the ashes of this isolation, we can rise anew. The scars we bear tell stories of our journey, the lessons learned in the depths of despair. Solitude is no longer a shackle but a canvas, waiting for us to paint our redemption. Each moment of introspection becomes a brushstroke, crafting a new identity forged not in self-interest but in a deeper understanding of self. The time has come to confront the choices that led us to this desolation. The walls we built were once a sanctuary, but they have turned into a cage. It is time to break free from the chains of our own making, to dismantle the barriers that keep us from the connections we yearn for. The darkness may linger, but it need not consume us. Instead, let it be a catalyst for change, a reminder of the beauty that comes from vulnerability and the strength found in reaching out. As we emerge from the shadows, we must carry with us the lessons of our solitude. They are reminders of the importance of loyalty, the richness of connection, and the profound impact our choices have on those around us. The echoes of regret may follow us, but they can also guide us toward a future where we choose connection over convenience, loyalty over isolation. It is in this reclamation of our humanity that we find true strength, a strength born not from power, but from the courage to embrace the bonds that define us. In the heart of this relentless void, where shadows stretch like fingers across the barren landscape of lost connections, lies an undeniable truth: the human soul, fragile yet fierce, craves companionship. We are not lone wolves howling at the moon. We are social creatures, designed to weave our stories together, to dance in the light of shared laughter and whispered secrets. Yet, in our pursuit of convenience, we have become ghosts in our own lives, haunting the memories of relationships sacrificed on the altar of ease. This insatiable hunger for connection gnaws at us, a relentless beast that grows louder with each passing day. The walls we built may shield us from pain, but they also sever the lifelines that bind us to others. Each day spent cloaked in solitude is a day further removed from the warmth of human touch, the solace found in another's gaze. We wander like specters through the corridors of our own making, longing for the embrace of those we once held dear, yet paralyzed by the very pride that once propelled us forward. Attempts to reconnect become a bittersweet symphony, a melody of hope intertwined with despair. We reach out, our hands trembling, hearts pounding in anticipation, only to be met with the chilling silence of rejection. Each failed attempt is a dagger, piercing deeper into the already festering wounds of our isolation. It is a cruel irony that the very act of seeking connection can deepen the chasm we desperately wish to bridge. We become trapped in a cycle of yearning and disappointment, each echo of rejection a relentless reminder of the bonds we shattered in our quest for convenience. Yet, in this darkness, a flicker of resilience resides. The pain of rejection, while searing, can also illuminate the path ahead. It forces us to confront the harsh reality of our choices, to face the specter of our own selfishness. It is a bitter pill to swallow, but within that bitterness lies the seed of growth. Each moment of solitude can be transformed into an opportunity for reflection, a chance to reassess the value of loyalty over the fleeting comforts of convenience. The search for connection is not merely an act of desperation, it is a testament to our humanity. In our darkest hours, we must remember that reaching out is an act of bravery, a challenge to the isolation that seeks to consume us. The echoes of those we once cherished may haunt us, but they also beckon us to remember, to resurrect those bonds from the ashes of neglect. As we navigate this treacherous terrain, we must confront the ghosts of our past decisions, those choices that led us down this path of solitude. Each face we see in our mind's eye represents a moment lost, a chance to forge a bond that could have blossomed into something beautiful. The weight of these memories can be suffocating, but they also carry the promise of redemption. In this quest for connection, we must embrace vulnerability. It is in the rawness of our emotions, in the willingness to expose our scars, that we find the courage to reach out. The darkness that once felt like our greatest enemy can transform into a canvas for our most honest expressions. The strength to connect lies not in the absence of fear, but in the decision to act despite it. So, let us rise from the ashes of our isolation, not as broken souls, but as warriors reborn. Let us reclaim the connections we let slip away, for in doing so, we reclaim pieces of ourselves. The search for companionship is not a futile endeavor, it is the very essence of what it means to be human. We must dare to reach out, to extend our hands into the void, and take the risk of being vulnerable once more. In this journey, we will stumble, we will fall, but we will also rise. It is in the act of reaching out that we begin to dismantle the walls that have held us captive. The echoes of our past may linger, but they need not dictate our future. As we embrace this challenge, we must remember that the path to true connection is paved with honesty, courage, and the unwavering belief that we are worthy of love, even in our darkest moments. In the relentless embrace of darkness, where the echoes of laughter fade into whispers of despair, we find ourselves standing at the crossroads of solitude. This is not the solitude of quiet reflection, it is the void where our choices have led us, a chasm where warmth once flourished but now lies frozen in time. Here, in this abyss, strength emerges not from the light but from the shadows that cling to our very being. The silence, once a refuge, becomes a haunting reminder of our forsaken bonds, each heartbeat a drumbeat of regret echoing through the hollow corridors of our mind. Strength in solitude is a treacherous illusion, a seductive whisper that promises power but delivers isolation. We wear our solitude like armor, convinced that it shields us from the vulnerabilities of connection. Yet, this armor is heavy, stifling the very essence of who we are. It shields us from hurt, yes, but it also blocks the warmth of companionship, the very thing that breathes life into our existence. We become statues carved from stone, beautiful yet unyielding, trapped in a posture of strength that crumbles at the slightest tremor of emotion. Introspection, that double-edged sword, cuts both ways. It can illuminate the darkest corners of our souls, revealing truths we dare not confront. Yet, as we peel back the layers of our psyche, we risk plunging into the depths of despair. This journey inward is fraught with peril. We must sift through the wreckage of our past decisions, facing the demons we've created through our own selfishness. It is a dance with shadows, where every step forward feels like a retreat into the abyss. The darkness calls to us, promising solace in its depths, but it is a liar, a siren luring us into a deeper isolation. Yet, amid the chaos of self-reflection, there lies a glimmer of understanding. The pain we feel, sharp, unyielding, serves as a catalyst for transformation. Each scar is a testament to a choice made, a bond broken in the name of convenience. The journey through this darkness is not just a descent, it is also a path towards enlightenment. In the depths of our solitude, we are forced to confront our true selves, stripped of pretense and facade. We learn that power does not reside in the absence of connection but in the courage to embrace our vulnerabilities. The anti-hero's transformation is not one of redemption but of realization. It begins with the acknowledgement that the walls we built are as much a prison as they are a shelter. Each brick laid in the name of pride becomes a weight, dragging us further into solitude. It is a painful awakening, yet within this pain lies the promise of liberation. We can choose to dismantle these walls, brick by brick, allowing the light to seep in, illuminating the dark corners of our hearts. As we rise from the ashes of our isolation, we become the architects of our own fate. In this newfound understanding, we reclaim the power we thought we lost. The darkness that once felt suffocating now serves as a canvas for our rebirth. We learn to wield our solitude not as a weapon against the world but as a sanctuary for self-discovery. The strength that emerges is not a facade but a raw, unfiltered truth, a truth that acknowledges our flaws while simultaneously embracing our capacity for connection. In the end, the journey through darkness is not merely about facing our demons, it is about embracing the complexity of our existence. We are not simply products of our choices, but also the architects of our futures. Each moment of solitude is an invitation to rise, to confront the shadows that linger, and to redefine our understanding of strength. As we move forward, we carry with us the weight of our past, but also the promise of a future rich with connection, vulnerability, and the unyielding belief that we are worthy of love, even in our darkest hours. In the shadows where once we reveled in the warmth of loyalty, a chilling realization creeps forth. Choices, like stones cast into a still pond, ripple outward, shaping not just our destinies but the lives intertwined with ours. Every selfish decision, every moment sacrificed at the altar of convenience, builds a monument of solitude that rises higher with each passing day. We stand at this precipice, staring into the abyss of our own making, and the weight of our choices presses down like a heavy fog, suffocating, disorienting. The call to action reverberates through this silence, a siren's song beckoning us to reflect on the paths we've taken. What of those bonds we severed in the name of ease? They lay scattered like broken glass, each shard reflecting a moment of connection we traded for a fleeting comfort. This is no gentle nudge, it is a brutal awakening, a confrontation with the truth we have long avoided. The isolation we embraced, thinking it our shield, now reveals itself as a cruel trick, a masquerade of strength hiding the fragility of our souls. Consider the ripple effect, the unseen consequences of our choices. Like a puppeteer pulling strings, we dance through life, unaware of the chaos we unleash. Friendships fracture, families splinter, and love, oh, that delicate thread, frays under the weight of our neglect. In our pursuit of convenience, we become architects of our own loneliness. Each decision echoes through the lives of others, leaving scars that time struggles to heal. The world becomes a tapestry of missed connections, each thread representing a bond we allowed to slip through our fingers. As we navigate this landscape of regret, the path forward becomes clearer, though not without its thorns. It beckons us back to loyalty, urging us to rebuild what we once cast aside. But this journey is not without its trials. The shadows of our choices cling to us like a shroud, whispering doubts that threaten to pull us back into the depths of solitude. Yet, with each step taken towards reconnection, we reclaim pieces of ourselves long lost in the void. Vulnerability, once a fearsome beast, transforms into a companion guiding us through the darkness. The realization emerges that loyalty is not a relic of the past, but a living, breathing force that demands our attention. It is the antidote to the poison of isolation, a balm for the wounds we've inflicted upon ourselves and others. As we reach out, tentative yet resolute, we may find that the hands we seek are not as far away as we imagined. They, too, have felt the sting of loneliness, the weight of pride that kept them at bay. Together, we can dismantle the walls that separate us, brick by brick, until we stand side by side in the light, no longer afraid to embrace our humanity. Yet, the pain of rejection looms large, a specter that haunts our attempts to reconnect. Each outstretched hand may be met with hesitation, perhaps even disdain. But what is rejection if not a reflection of the walls we've built? It is a challenge, a test of our resolve. The wounds of the past may throb, but in that discomfort lies the potential for growth. We learn, perhaps too late, that the very act of reaching out, of risking vulnerability, is a triumph in itself. In this relentless pursuit of connection, we must confront the truth: we are worthy of love, even in our darkest hours. The journey forward is fraught with obstacles, but it is also rich with the promise of renewal. Each moment spent in solitude has prepared us for this battle, forging us into warriors of the heart, ready to reclaim the bonds we once abandoned. So, let the echoes of our choices guide us, not as reminders of our failures, but as catalysts for change. Embrace the darkness, yes, but do not let it define you. Rise from the ashes of your solitude, and let loyalty be the light that illuminates your path. The time has come to transform regret into action, to turn isolation into connection, and to reclaim the power of our choices. The world awaits, and it is ripe for the taking. Share this message if you believe that even in the depths of darkness, we can forge connections that defy the odds. Leave a comment about the moment you realize that true strength emerges not from isolation, but from the bonds we dare to rebuild. Subscribe for more ruthless truths and revelations that challenge your very existence. Embrace the chaos, it's where the real power lies.